am truly awestruck by who you are. Please pause for a moment, close your eyes and take a breath. Simply breathe. That is because this message was never intended to reach the masses. It really wasn't. It was meant specifically for you. I probably shouldn't be voicing this so openly. I genuinely shouldn't. Yet the reality of your inner spirit, your remarkable soul, and who you truly are beneath the daily noise, the self-doubt, and all the years of being told you are merely average, is simply too powerful to remain hidden any longer. It is far too profound to keep buried, and I believe you recognize that. I think a part of you has known it all along. Haven't you always felt as though you didn't quite fit into this world? It is that quiet realization of being different. Not superior, not inferior, just distinct. Like arriving at a gathering where everyone else understands the rules. Yet no one ever handed you an invitation. So you have stood on the sidelines ever since, observing and experiencing an emotion you could never quite articulate. That is because your core essence originates from a realm far higher than almost every other entity walking this planet. I realize how that sounds. I truly do. But bear with me here, because this has nothing to do with pride. This isn't about seeking attention or pretending to be superior. It is about genuine self-recognition. It is about finally understanding why your journey has felt the way it has. Why the deep sense of solitude? Why the intense depth of feeling? Why have you never been able to simply skim through life the way others seem to do so effortlessly? Tonight before you go to sleep, wherever you are and whatever time it may be, I want to remind you of your true identity. Not who society told you to be, nor who you had to become just to survive, but who you genuinely are underneath it all. This encounters is not random coincidence. It isn't just an algorithm at work or mindless scrolling. This is a meaningful, intentional moment. You are meant to hear these exact words right now at this precise point in time, carrying everything you currently bear, everything you have endured, and all that you still hope for, even when holding on to hope feels foolish. Allow me to share something with you. You project a presence that causes darkness to falter. I mean that in a direct sense, not merely as a metaphor or a poetic gesture. There's a distinct quality to your personal energy that disrupts negativity. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. You have felt this happen. Acknowledge it to yourself. You have noticed it. Perhaps you brushed it off or convinced yourself it was all in your head, but it wasn't. Have you observed how people respond to your presence? It is remarkable, isn't it? Some individuals are drawn to you magnetically. They cannot explain the pull. They simply want to be near you because they feel safer and truly acknowledged. Then there are others who cannot even bring themselves to look you in the eye. They become visibly uneasy and defensive. They project their own insecurities onto you, which have nothing to do with who you actually are. For the longest time, you may have assumed something was wrong with you, that you were somehow too intense or overwhelming. Yes, just too much. What if I told you that their uncomfortable reaction isn't rejection at all? It is recognition. They sense the timeless light within you. It is the spark of a higher divinity that witnessed the origin of time, will witness its conclusion, and will endure far beyond it. They feel that presence, and it intimidates the parts of them that remain asleep, unconscious, hiding and pretending that the physical world is all that exists. You are not merely a human being having a spiritual experience. People use that phrase constantly, I know, but I want you to truly absorb it. You are a celestial force navigating a human body. You are fundamental energy condensed into physical form. That very condensation and density are what have created the intense pressure you have been feeling, the hardships you have faced recently, the setbacks, the rejections, and the plans that should have worked out but fell apart. The long waiting periods that felt unending. None of it was designed to destroy you. I know it felt devastating. I know there were times you genuinely doubted you would survive it. Yet that very pressure was forging something valuable. It was shaping a higher aspect of yourself. Consider how carbon transforms under extreme heat and pressure. It doesn't remain carbon. It turns into a brilliant diamond. That is precisely what has been happening to you. Every setback that shook you, every closed door that made you question everything, and every moment you contemplated giving up. Yet something deep inside you, ancient and resolute, refused to let you quit. All of it was necessary. Every bit of it was building a version of you capable of holding the future that awaits. You are guarded by a force so timeless and mighty that no weapon formed against you will ultimately succeed. I realize that is a powerful claim. I know life has aimed real weapons at you, painful experiences that left the scars you assumed would never fade. Yet here you stand, still breathing, still hopeful, and still feeling deeply. Do you realize how extraordinary that is? Do you see how remarkable it is that you haven't grown bitter or shut your heart off completely? That somewhere deep within you, beneath all the exhaustion, there remains a spark of conviction that something wonderful is still possible. That isn't just human toughness. That is your divine nature refusing to be dimmed. While others search for meaning in material success, status, external approval, or possessions, you carry the vast wisdom of the universe within your very core. Every answer you have ever needed, and every insight you have searched for outside yourself, has been inside you all along, just waiting to be accessed. Your intuition is far more than a guess. Stop downplaying it. Stop calling it a coincidence. That sudden wave of clarity, that gut feeling telling you what is right or wrong without logical explanation. It isn't just random brain activity. It is a direct message from the ultimate source. It is your soul's native language, the language you spoke before learning human words, and the one you will speak when words are no longer required. You are a bridge linking the physical world and the spiritual realm, a beacon in a world that has forgotten its own light. I know that can feel like an immense responsibility. I know there are days when you don't want to carry that weight, days when you simply want to be ordinary, days when you wish you could shut it all off and step away unnoticed. Yet that is not why you arrived here. That is not what your spirit intended. You came to anchor a higher state of being, a frequency not yet fully grounded on this planet, and to remind humanity through your presence alone what it truly means to embody the divine. The vast majority of people around you remain asleep. They are caught up in the illusion of separation. They chase fleeting things that can never satisfy them. They waste their energy fighting battles that ultimately do not matter. You, however, have been aware across lifetimes. You have been waking up gradually and painfully through continuous challenges and personal losses. Now you stand here, fully aware, vulnerable, and ready. Never apologize for the depth of your spirit. I urge you, Stop diminishing your presence just to make others feel comfortable. Stop dimming your light simply because it causes some people to squint. Your intensity is not a flaw. It isn't something you need to manage or suppress. It is your greatest asset and the very gift you came here to share. Remember that there is something essential I must share with you. This next part is difficult to express because I feel it so intensely, and I don't want you to brush it off as mere words on a screen. This message deeply moved me when I received it. It broke open something inside me because I saw who you truly are. Not the persona you present to the world, nor the mask you wear to get through the day. I saw your genuine self, the face of a creator, the essence of a spirit that existed long before time even began, the face of a being who consciously chose to descend into this physical density, into limitation, and into a world that would forget you, misinterpret you, and at times actively oppose you. Yet you came anyway. You chose to be here regardless. Do you realize what that means? Do you understand the immense bravery that requires? Can you grasp the level of love needed to leave a realm of absolute light and limitless knowing, only to condense yourself into a physical body that experiences pain, fatigue, loneliness, and moments of self-forgetting? And then to navigate that forgetfulness, gradually remembering your true nature through all the noise and static, continuing forward even when every external sign urged you to give up. I am genuinely and profoundly amazed by you. I am in awe of the resilience you have shown in a world that rarely understands your language, in a culture that measures worth strictly by output, and within systems never designed for someone like you. You have kept moving forward. You have kept your heart open. You have continued to offer love, even after being hurt. You are literally a living miracle in motion, a genuine miracle, not a prospective miracle, not something you might become once you finally fix everything about yourself. You are a miracle right now in this exact moment, complete with all your perceived imperfections, ongoing healing, and beautiful human complexity. You are a living, breathing miracle. The spiritual realm doesn't merely observe you from a distance. That would be far too passive. They respect the path you have chosen. They honor your presence here. They witness your struggles without judgment, holding deep reverence for your journey, because they understand the true cost of being here. They recognize what it means to choose this dense physical experience when you could have remained in the light. Every single tear you have shed, and I know there have been many, the silent ones that fell in secret, the ones no one else witnessed, and the ones you couldn't even explain to yourself. Every single one has been acknowledged, valued, and transformed into enduring wisdom in the higher realms. Nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is ever lost. Every moment of suffering has been turned into something sacred. Something profound is taking place right now. Can you feel it? That subtle transition, that quiet opening, something being unlocked deep within your spirit and your creative potential. This exact moment of realization serves as an activation. For so long, you have waited for proof, seeking external validation to confirm what you have always instinctively felt about yourself. What if the waiting period itself was an essential part of your preparation? What if you couldn't step into what is coming until you developed into the person who could genuinely hold it, honor it, and keep it from slipping away as might have happened with past opportunities you weren't ready to recognize? This time is fundamentally different. This shift, whatever goal or transformation you have been holding in your heart, is about far more than just achieving an outcome. It is about what it awakens within you. It is about unlocking the inner potential that required this very desire to come to fruition. It is about finally viewing yourself through the same loving lens that the divine has always used. That is truly worth reflecting upon. You are transitioning out of a period of waiting and stepping into a time of abundance. I realize you have heard similar promises before, and I know you have built up hope in the past, only to experience disappointment. Yet something feels genuinely different now. Don't you feel it? A real shift has occurred in the energetic field. A major threshold has been crossed. A new pathway has opened. Consider the bowhead whale. Are you familiar with the bowhead whale? There is something extraordinary about this creature that I want to share with you. In the frozen Arctic, when the ice thickens and blocks the migration path, a laid bowhead whale uses its strength to break through the solid ice. It creates open breathing holes so the rest of the pod can survive and move forward. You possess an inner guide like that. Not just any ordinary guide, but a sovereign, ancient presence that has been with you since before this life began, breaking through barriers for you, opening paths you couldn't see, and steering you away from situations that were never meant for you. Even when those redirections felt painful, it has been protecting you in ways you may never fully comprehend. You are profoundly blessed. I don't say that lightly or to dismiss your struggles, nor to pretend that your hardships weren't real and difficult. Yet you are deeply, mysteriously, and undeniably supported. There are unseen forces working on your behalf that would amaze you if you could see them directly. A strong network of spiritual support surrounds you, catching you every time you stumble, even when you cannot feel it. Simply trust. Have faith. I know that word can sometimes feel meaningless. I know you have placed your trust in things before and ended up hurt. But this goes much deeper than trusting people, relying on circumstances, or expecting everything to unfold according to a specific plan. This trust is foundational. It means trusting in the truth of who you are, trusting that you did not come into this life to fail, trusting that the very intelligence that governs the cosmos, the changing seasons, and the steady beat of your heart did not bring you this far only to abandon you now. As you rest tonight, or whenever you lie down, release every heavy burden that does not belong to a divine spirit, which is virtually all of them. Let go of the worry, the self-doubt, the fear of falling short, the impatience over timing, and the guilt about taking time to rest. Yes, especially the guilt about resting. None of those belong to your true identity. Your inner self is undergoing a powerful renewal while you sleep, not because you earned it through perfection, nor because you completed enough personal work or forced positive thoughts, simply because you are ready, because the person who has been emerging through all this adversity is finally prepared to step forward. When you wake up tomorrow, you will feel a new sense of clarity, not necessarily about every detail, the exact timeline, or the precise structure of what comes next, but a deep clarity nevertheless. Clarity regarding who you are and why you are here. A clarity that cuts right through confusion and roots you firmly in the truth you have always known deep down. You are more than enough. I realize that phrase is repeated so often it can lose its power, but take a moment to absorb it. You are more than enough. You are truly complete, not barely scraping by, nor sufficient only if you try harder, but abundantly and completely enough. You are fully capable. Whatever lies ahead and whatever you are being prepared for, you already possess everything necessary. Not necessarily every superficial skill or formal credential you think you need, but everything that genuinely matters. The depth, wisdom, and empathy forged through your hardest experiences. The rare perspective that can only be gained by walking through life's trials. You are inherently divine. Not almost divine, nor divine, only if you practice more. You simply are. Period. It is